Hey, everybody.
Captain Marvel dies.
No!
Oh, spoilers. Captain Marvel dies.
Yeah, she's... All of the lead up to her being in the next Avengers movie was a lie.
Yeah, it was a pretty
That
good...
was the big plot
Pretty
twist.
good goof. Pretty good goof you got on this. Who directed this movie?
I don't remember. There's two directors.
Oh, was it the Duplass brothers?
Oh, you broke C2's heart. Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of Questlog.
Oh, Questlog.
Where we sort of play a game, but mostly just talk about random shit that we feel like talking about.
It's March 10th, so we're playing a Mario game.
Yep, it's Mario Day.
It's Mario Day. And we're going to talk about my favorite video game character, Captain Marvel.
Yep, first on the agenda today, Captain Marvel. New movie just came out this weekend.
Just came out.
We're going to talk about it. We went to see it yesterday.
We saw it
If you have not seen it and you care about spoilers, please
continue to
leave.
watch. Please like, comment, and subscribe.
Go watch it and then watch this later on YouTube or on the VOD on Twitch.
Yeah, and then like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes. Hi, Sans.
I died. This is like a gimme, and I still died.
Yep, we're doing another Questlog. It's been a minute since we did an episode.
And you know what? You know what I love most about Questlog, Chelsea?
Anime.
No.
That's what I love most about Questlog.
There's nothing worse about Questlog than anime. I wish I could excise anime from the earth. I wish I could get rid of all of it in a fiery purge.
But then you'll never finish Mob Psycho 100, which we just started watching.
Okay, well after that, then
And
we'll
what if they make a second season of Cells at Work? You'll never know.
I'll just open up my body and watch the cells.
Oh dear.
I'll just do a self-vivisection.
Oh.
That's the same. I did it. I beat the level.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay, so that should give you guys a warning long enough time to get out of here.
Yeah, it was full spoilers for all of the Adventures movies.
Yeah.
Ultron's the bad guy in the second one, which I didn't know until today.
Yeah.
I thought he was like just Iron Man's dad.
I thought he was just, like, that whole movie was just them trying to figure out how old he was.
Yeah, what's the age of Iron Man's dad?
Yeah.
He does look like Iron Man's dad though, right? You agree with me?
Yeah, I mean, he was purposefully, like, made to look like the Iron Man suit.
Right. Well, I mean, the Iron Man suit was purposefully, like, made to look like him.
Yeah.
He gave birth to it.
Yeah.
Look,
What do you love most about the PS4, Sans?
it's got Persona 5 on it, is what she is better say, or else she's fired.
Anyway, yeah, so Captain Marvel. It was a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I liked it a lot.
It was one of my favorite superhero movies this year.
Like it, I already like was really hoping it would be good because, you know, female representation.
Yeah.
Not the best in general in Hollywood, and especially
Chelsea, what are you talking about? Haven't you ever...
in superhero genre.
Remember Catwoman?
No. So yeah, I was really excited that they finally freaking made a movie starring a female superhero.
Yeah.
And I was going to be very sad if it was bad, but it wasn't.
It was actually
pretty
good. It was very good. It was, in my humble opinion, much better than Wonder Woman. And at first I thought this was like a shallow sort of comparison to make, but the more I thought about it, whilst I was sitting there staring off into the distance at breakfast today, the more I was like, I don't think it's that unfair of a comparison to invite. Because the thing is that when the respective studios decided to make these movies, I feel like they must have thought to themselves, like, we're going to use, and this is very cynical, but I think it's partially true, that they were going to use representation as a selling point. And I don't mean that like that's bad. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
it's even if it comes at like the cost of it's because they're trying to make money, still representation.
Yeah.
But that being the case, I keep losing at this level. That being the case... fucking ridiculous. That being the case, I feel like the writers of both movies took into consideration the fact that representation was going to be surrounding sort of the media lead up to this movie, and therefore incorporated aspects of gender into the plot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Captain Marvel did it a lot more smoothly than Wonder Woman did.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
So, I don't know, that's just one thing I thought I was thinking about this morning.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Sans was saying about the PS4, it was what you said and the fact that you can use your phone with it.
You can play the PS4 on your laptop, which is great. I did that when I was going to coding school instead of coding.
Why make video games when you can play video games?
That's a really good point. No, it's just that during lunch, everybody wanted to go outside and play soccer or play ping pong, and I wanted to do...
Thought coding was for nerds. What is this?
No, dude. Coding is for total bros now. Coding is for super cool party guys with good physiques.
What has the world come to?
I know. I was totally thrown off by it. I can have either ghost or flower. Which will I choose? Neither. I chose. Well, no, I want that. Oh wait, it didn't do me any good. Tell me about your impressions of Captain Marvel. What were you happy about, Chelsea, and what do you think was not great about it?
Okay, so I think my main issues with the movie was I felt like it had some issues with pacing and dialogue. Some of the lines were very either very on the nose or just sort of super cheesy, but not in a way that's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And it came off as just kind of lame, which is too bad. And also, a lot of the parts in the beginning, I know, for instance, you were asking me afterwards about the Kree and the Skrull, which are sort of the big sort of entities in this movie, because Clark isn't really into Marvel. But even people who are just casual viewers probably wouldn't necessarily know who the Kree and Skrull were, because they're not super new. They've been referenced in the MCU, but this is the first movie where they're explicitly sort of playing a huge role. I mean, I guess in the Guardians of the Galaxy, the main antagonist was Kree, but they didn't make a huge deal out of what that meant. They sort of were just he's an alien within an empire of aliens. Whereas in Captain Marvel, it actually goes into more detail about their civilization and stuff.
Yeah.
But because this is the first movie that really does that, and I might be wrong about this, but from my recollection, they don't really address the Skrull at all in previous movies. But anyway, okay, Sans. So there was a lot of exposition about those two alien races, and then also sort of, I guess, about the main character too, in a way. I don't know. I felt in the beginning there were a lot of parts that felt very oh, we gotta explain what's happening now, or the background to what's happening. And it's necessary to have that exposition, but it felt kind of we'll just have them sort of talk about it real quick. And I don't know, I guess it felt very tell not show instead of the other way around.
What parts are you referring to as exposition?
I'm trying to remember.
Because basically there was sort of up until she falls onto Earth is what I would say is the exposition. Maybe you could consider when she's being interrogated by the Skrull is exposition, but I don't know. I didn't find, like, as soon as she got captured by, like, the scroll, I was like, the movie had started. Like, a lot of what happened up until then, as far as I could tell from someone who didn't know anything about anything, like, I don't know who the scroll or Kree, and I don't know what any of this shit is like, when she's, like, doing dojo with that guy, and then they, like, get briefed for the mission, and she has to talk to the Supreme Intelligence, and, like, then, like, the very short time where, like, they're trying not to get ambushed, and then they get fucking ambushed.
Yeah.
That felt like exposition to kind of, like, set up what's going on in the universe that this story takes place in. And then as soon as she gets captured and, like, it starts, like, diving into her memory, like, this is, like, now, like, the poignant and present information of the movie. To me, that's what I would consider. And, like, I'll admit that I found, like, the exposition up until she gets captured, like, kind of slow moving.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
they didn't...
I don't know. Maybe, like, because it was slow moving, to me it felt like a lot. And I think it also sort of ties into what I was saying about, like, some of the dialogue. Like, maybe it wasn't necessarily exposition-y, but when she first, like, is on Earth and is talking to Nick Fury, I felt like a lot of their dialogue... Exposition might not be the right word, but I don't know. I felt sort of like, okay... I don't know how to explain it. I guess, like, when they're, like, in the car going towards the secret base or whatever, a lot of the dialogue there felt very, like, for the sole purpose of explaining what was happening, or maybe, like, generic, like, oh, you're an alien, huh? What's that like? You know?
What is that like?
I don't know. I guess the bottom line, I felt like a lot of the dialogue kind of took away. Like, there were moments where I was super into what was happening in the movie, and there were moments where I was kind of taken out of it.
One thing that struck me about the movie towards the beginning is when Nick Fury just kills a Skrull. And, like, I knew as someone who's familiar enough with the franchise that, oh, Nick Fury's, like, a super cool badass boy. But, like, I imagine if you didn't know that, which is basically fucking no one, so, like, I don't know by which metric to even evaluate this scene, but if you didn't, like, know that, you would, like, be so fucking confused. Why did this fucking plainclothes, like, cop kill a super alien that super lady can't, in herself, like, is having a hard time taking down?
Yeah.
But once, you know, they kept calling him Agent Fury, and I was like, oh, it's Nick Fury, but in the past.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons it didn't feel so long to me, and this is just me, this probably, like, maybe this doesn't fly for, like, other people, but I was, like, really in sort of the 90s pastiche that was going on for a lot of the, like, before they get to the secret base stuff. Like, I really enjoyed that aspect of it, even though it was cheesy as hell. Like, make no mistake, like, the scene in the bar where Nick Fury finally catches up to her is like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
First of all, you're in a bar, nobody's left, everyone's still there, and you're talking about top secret alien shit.
Yeah.
And, like, that's very cheesy.
Yeah, I was also in that part where she was like, prove you're not a Skrull, pretending to be Nick Fury, tell me personal information. And he was, like, telling her stuff from his childhood or whatever. I was like, but she wouldn't know if you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
He could just be making that shit up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I don't know necessarily about the Skrull's powers, so I don't know if they, like, know information about the people they copy. I mean, I don't think they do. That guy didn't know what the name of a cat was.
I think she says when she's in that scene that they, like, can copy their recent memories, but nothing too far in the past. Which is why she was asking specifically about, like, his childhood and stuff.
Well, I don't know. I was willing to forgive that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, honestly, the details of, like, the story being inconsistent, like, whether or not you can tell he's a Skrull by his past, like, memories or like them talking about scrolls in a bar. Like, it's like, whatever. You know, it doesn't make sense under the microscope, but
I mean, it wasn't to me so much a plot hole as it was like, I don't understand why him telling her about his childhood. I mean, like, tell me something only you would know, but how would she know that he was telling the truth and not just making something up? She doesn't know him.
Well, no, but like, to be able to like sort of make up these details on the spot is like the point of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured, but it still felt, I don't know, it felt a little silly still to me.
Yeah, I don't know. That part, it's not like the necessarily like facts of the plot that bugged me about that part. It was more like it wasn't that the dialogue was like the problem with the dialogue is that it's like it feels very dialogue-y.
Yeah.
It feels like it doesn't feel like how people talk at all.
No, the star.
That's fine. That doesn't matter. Which is the problem. I think that like a lot of superhero movies, the superheroes don't talk like how people talk ever. But like this was like especially like campy.
Yeah.
Like very sort of I don't know. It's hard to like, because the word I want to say is scripted, but like that doesn't make sense. They just always had like fucking zingers, dude.
Yeah.
They just always had fucking zingers, and I was like so over it.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I really liked the movie, but I think my main issue with it was a lot of times the dialogue would sort of take me out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Like, a lot of the dialogue that happened when they were sort of like just hanging out was a little bit clunky.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the dialogue that happened like in like, especially when they were in Louisiana too, was like very clunky to me. Like one thing like that really bothered me was that like when the scroll just shows up in that lady's house, she is not surprised.
Yeah.
And I hate that. It's like, you gotta do something. Like, I know that the scrolls are ultimately gonna be portrayed as like, you know, sympathetic, but like, we don't know that yet, so like, she should at least like have a reaction to the scrolls in her home and not be like, yo, who's this idiot?
Yeah.
Which is like one of those things, it's like, again, it's like too snappy. Everybody's like really good at like improv in this moment.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no!
Fucking. It's a sword. Which took me out of it a little bit. And like, there's other things like after all the like action sort of during like the denouement, when like scrolls like, what is the name of the main scroll guy? It was like Albacore or something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Solalbolo, Abalone, whatever. Like when his whole family's there, like the daughter's like, can they stay here forever? And it's like, that's fucking stupid. Yeah. Shut up. Kids should not be in movies. But I mean, I don't know, there's like a lot of examples where the dialogue is like ham-fisted and corny, and we could like spend forever, I think, just like finding picking examples. Yeah, not even like picking it apart, but like, yeah, finding like just countless examples of when the dialogue was like weird. Yay. I didn't have quite as much of an issue with the pacing, personally. Again, like, I think it was partially because I enjoyed sort of, at least on the Earth scenes, like, noshing on the sort of, like, 90s pastiche. And I think that was, like, probably why it was incorporated, was, like, a great deal of the audience, I think they assumed would delight in all of the fucking, in seeing Blockbuster again.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, I did it.
You did it.
Well, just my 2 cents in terms of the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel about the twist that the Skrulls was good guys? Did you see it coming?
So going into it, like, I sort of know about the Skrulls and the Kree from the comic book universe. So I was wondering if they were gonna, like, reveal that the Skrulls weren't just bad guys. But I didn't expect them to go all the way to saying they were the good guys and the Kree were the bad guys. Because, like, so the thing about them in the comics, which they, at least from this movie, they seem to have changed a bit, is that the Kree and the Skrull are both sort of bad and good. I mean, like, you know, they're an alien race. So it's not like all of them are bad and all of them are good. But they're both sort of like these intergalactic empires that are trying to take over space.
Mm-hmm.
And because both of them are so powerful, they both want to be the best empire. So they've been at war for, like, as long as they can remember. And neither of them are really in the right or in the wrong. Besides, you know, they both conquer worlds and, you know, like, kill tons of people and everything, but they're
both in the wrong.
But there are, like, individuals among them who are, like, heroes in the Marvel Universe.
Okay. Sure. Like, so it sounds like the sort of literal governments or, you know, sovereign powers in the Marvel Universe in the comic books are the villains.
Yeah. But in Captain Marvel, what happened was, like, it starts out with the main character thinking she's Kree, which she finds out later she's not. And they're all like, oh, the Skrulls are the bad guys, we gotta stop them. And then later, she finds out that the Skrull are actually just, like, victims of the Kree Empire,
mm-hmm.
and have been sort of made into the scapegoats.
Mm-hmm.
And on one hand, like, I think that they were trying to make a more, like, timely, topical thing with, like immigration and stuff. Like, there was definitely a part where they were discussing it that seems to be straight up talking about, like, I can't think of words. It seemed to be like they were sort of doing a metaphor for, like, turning, you know, the other people into scapegoats. And
It was about imperialism,
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was, like, kind of referencing, like, the refugee crisis.
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk about, like, timely events.
Mm-hmm. And, like, on one hand, I don't think that's, like, a bad thing to talk about,
mm-hmm.
or anything, because it is a real thing that's happening, and I think that message is good, that, you know, they're not the problem. But on the other hand, I do wonder if that's good, they're gonna keep going with that, or if they're gonna make it more like the comic book universe.
Okay. Well, what if they don't?
Then I don't know. I think that'd be fine.
Okay.
I guess I'm just wondering, like, if they do decide to, it would, like, make it weird.
It would make it, like, incongruous.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the fault of this particular movie.
Right.
Can I not throw Shell up in Super Mario fucking new Mario Bros. U?
That's fine, C-Dude.
What does he say?
He's still watching, but he has it muted because he doesn't want to hear spoilers.
Oh, okay.
He's just watching you do Mario.
A mistake. Also, he couldn't hear us say that's fine, so he probably doesn't think it's fine, actually.
No, I gave him a thumbs up.
Oh. Oh, my thing is gonna die in a minute.
Uh-oh.
Wait. Well, when I get owned by this Lakido, I'll go change it.
What do you think about, like, I know you were saying you liked some of the bigger themes in the movie.
I did. Let me tell you once I plug this in,
Okay.
so I don't electrocute myself. So yeah. So I did. I like the bigger themes in the movie. I don't know anything about the Skrulls or the Kree. I've watched Guardians of the Galaxy, but I guess my brain deleted all information relating to Kree. Because when they said Kree, I was like, oh, like the Creole people from New Orleans. So let's see. So, but like, I thought it was good because, like, on the one hand, at first when it was just gonna be like, oh, aliens, I was like kind of out of it.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know, because if it was just aliens, it would be like a lot of other superhero movies where, like, fucking, I don't know, where there's just like a bad guy.
Yeah.
And like, that's fine, but I don't know, I've seen it before. But when it was genuinely a pretty good plot twist, and like, once like the Kree guy started like talking, and like he wasn't just like, no, shit. Once he started talking and he wasn't just like a shithead, I was like, oh shit, this is actually gonna get interesting. And then at that point, like when he revealed that he was like a good guy, when they did the flashback, which I thought was done pretty well. Oh man, how do I do these two things at once? When they did the flashback, I thought it was done pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, I immediately became invested in the characters, and it was like, you know, it was still a good reveal when you found out the people who were shooting them down was like the fucking Kree. They were after What's-Her-Butt's magical teleportation device. And yeah, so, Jesus. So there's a lot of like interesting themes with the movie that I think, like you said, are relevant to like society. And they're this, and they tie in really well with everything. So like, the bigger plot of the movie is like this big fight between these two people, and one of them is clearly sort of like the imperial power. You know, the Kree are clearly the people holding all the cards. They have the power. They hold all absolute sovereignty over their portion of space or whatever.
Yeah.
And they have managed to win popular support by framing the Skrull as terrorist. Very not subtle at all.
Yeah.
To, you know, for the sort of real world parallels, like it's... yeah. But, like... so... Ultimately... What the fuck is this? No. Ultimately,
the other story that's going on is like the personal story of fucking Carol is like her real ass Earth name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of the like personal like struggle of Carol, you know, like not only does she doesn't know who she is in terms of she doesn't know that she's actually Carol. She thinks she's some Kree person. But she also doesn't know like... Oh, I turned into Zelda. She also doesn't know like who she is in terms of like her, you know, who she's fighting for and why. Which it's like sort of a cool parallel, but also there's like an interesting parallel between the concept of like identity and doing what's right and you know, sexism. It's like also not very subtle that towards the ending scene, and like the more I thought about like the last scene between her and her like mentor, that's actually not that dumb of a scene because they like clearly worded things very specifically. The mentor like comes at her with this like line like, now come at me with everything you've got without emotion. And if like you've lived in society for even a minute, you'll like know that like one of the things that like one of these weird criticisms of women is like, oh, they're too emotional. They can't do a good job. Which is like not only like not necessarily true, but also like kind of horseshit. It's like, I don't know, shouldn't like decisions be based on emotion? Because like that's where empathy and all that good shit comes from. But and so like that sort of theme is hit home when like instead of beating him, which would be kind of like just a shallow victory, she just like fucking obliterates him and says, I don't have to prove shit to you. Because it's not, she doesn't have to win by like his dumb idiot standards. She wins by like the standards which matter to her, which I think was great and I thought was a good parallel.
Agree.
Whereas like when I think about what was happening vis-a-vis like women and representation in Wonder Woman, I don't really remember, except that it felt like the big message there was girl will do a good job too. Hey, but girl can too though. Which, while, you know, true, doesn't really say anything about sexism at all. That's like not something you hear in kindergarten. So I thought that was really interesting, like the idea of, you know, blindly believing like sort of both the propaganda of both gender as well as like an imperialist sovereignty, I think was handled in an interesting parallel way. There are a lot of like good ass readings of the movie that I thought were really interesting, and it's actually like a kind of a thoughtful way to portray it. And it's like the action scenes weren't so blown up where like you couldn't tell why the characters were fighting. Like I remember when I watched Black Panther, the last fighting scene was just so over the top. Like it's just a huge ass war, fucking battle for Helm's Deep deal shit, where it's like, I don't care anymore.
Hello, the Master 2578.
Hi, the Master.
Welcome to our stream. We're chatting about Captain Marvel.
Whereas with this, it's...
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, spoiler warning. Sorry. Whereas with this, it's like, you kind of know why everyone's fighting at any given moment. It like, kind of all checks out. And I really appreciated that it never felt like it was just like
a fight just cuz.
A fight because like we had to make a big fight happen.
Yes, you do. We're Tetra. We've been Tetra this whole level. And Zelda.
And we're totally fucked because I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. So I don't know. That's kind of like what I was talking about when I thought it had like really strong theming. Like, I think and I said this a minute ago, but I think Marvel movies are doing a better job of telling a more meaningful story as they go on. You know, I remember watching like Iron Man back when I was in high school, and
he's a superhero.
Yeah, and like stuff like that. And
for sure. I also think that like a lot of the writers are aware that there's so many fucking superhero movies now that they want to do something different.
Yeah. Oh, I know what I have to do now. And I fucked it up.
Which is good, because that's, what keeps people interested.
Yeah. Most definitely. So... when I think about, like, the most... Because I've... Like, the last 3 Marvel movies I've seen, sort of, like, Into the Spider-Verse notwithstanding. Because I like that for, like, very different reasons.
Yeah.
Like, you've got... Black Panther and... Thor Ragnarok, and then this. And I thought they were all, like, more cohesively, like, more... like... meaty, thematically consistent stories that I could really get interested in and invested in.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I ding-donged it.
You ding-dong did it.
I ding-dong did it. So yeah, so that's where I'm coming from. That's, I don't know, I don't have a whole lot more to say when it comes to that without, like, just repeating myself a million times.
Yeah, I get you. I agree.
I'm tired of this. I'm bored of this. This is boring now.
Yeah, like, as a fan of the MCU who's seen almost all of the movies, I definitely agree that there's been a big improvement in, like, the latest ones. Like, I still love, like, Captain America. And, but, and Spider-Man and all those, but
yeah,
there have definitely, like, I also definitely get why some people are just, like, super burned out on, like, some of the superhero movies that just sort of really follow the same formula and don't really do anything new.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can only sort of, like, do it so many times. This is for Caleb. And I think, as far as the Marvel formula, the superhero movie formula really goes, there's some have done them better and, like, some have, like, obviously done them worse.
Yeah.
I personally, like, could not get invested at all into the Avengers. Like, the first one I saw, when I saw it, I was like, this is just boring is sin. Whereas I think, like, I would agree, like, Captain America's a pretty good one. But, like, ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like, if they came out with, like, Captain America 4 and this time Captain America has to fight, I don't know any Captain America villains who aren't, like, the Red Skull or whatever. This time Captain America has to fight Poacher Percy. I would be like, who cares?
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they're, like, trying to give the story, like, more layers than just one.
Yeah, I mean, that's, like, kind of one of the big problems I had with Aquaman. Like, I might be a little biased because I do like Marvel more than DC, but that said, I do still like DC.
Nobody likes Aquaman, Chelsea.
But yeah, the Aquaman movie, for all that they tried to make it better, like, narratively, it was extremely just, it's a superhero movie, you guys. Here's the hero's journey.
Yeah, here it is.
Here's the romance that doesn't have to do with anything.
Yeah, did you notice that there was, like, no romance in Captain Marvel?
Yeah, that was refreshing.
Yeah, holy shit.
There was no shoehorned in romantic subplot. That was very refreshing.
That's amazing. I didn't think they could do it. I think they could do it, and they did it.
Oh, I have to explain now, I guess. Burbs.
But yeah. All in all, good movie.
Good movie.
If you haven't seen it, go see it.
I love the kitty cat.
Yeah, the cat was great.
I love that there's a kitty cat in it, and I love that he's best friends with Nick Fury.
I liked the joke that that's how Nick Fury lost his eye.
It's really good, actually.
This whole time, everyone was like speculating what great beast took his eye. And to be fair, the kitty cat was a pretty hardcore alien
Literally
beast.
like a Lovecraftian monster.
But that's not how it got his eye. It got his eye by scratching him.
Yeah, honestly, like...
Exactly, the master. Kitty cat. So I appreciated that joke.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that was a good joke. 100%.
I saw online some people really liked sort of the ongoing sort of, I don't know if you call it a theme, but like how multiple times in the movie it sort of showed Carol like getting knocked down but then getting back up, and then at the end it had that whole like scene where it showed her throughout her life where people kept like literally and metaphorically knocking her down.
How long do you think before somebody like makes a supercut of all that and like sets it to tub thumping?
What is that?
Oh my god, Chelsea. What? Chelsea, when it was your childhood, were you just like hiding in a box?
I don't know, I might know what you're talking about, just not what
I
it's
get
called.
knocked down, but I get up again.
Oh, okay.
You're never gonna...
I didn't know their name.
Well, yeah, but everybody knows it's called tub thumping.
No, I didn't know that.
Well, but how did you not know that?
I don't know. No one ever said what... Is that the title?
No.
Or the artist, or...
It's the title.
Oh. But anyway. I thought it was a good sort of...
Yeah, no,
Bless
totally. Now that we're done shaming you for being a bad 90s kid, no wonder you didn't like the fucking intro to that movie. Fucking play it to Come As You Are, and you're like, oh, is this new? Oh, I like this Yuck song.
Have you guys heard about the Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy theory? No? Does that have to do with Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Or is this unrelated?
If I recall, there was not even one Chuck E. Cheese in Captain Marvel, but my memory isn't what it used to be.
But yeah, I think a lot of people, myself included, saw that both as like, on an individual level, a good lesson, and also on like a feminist level.
Yeah.
So, I appreciated that.
I thought it was good. I thought it's good characterization. Oh no, bye Yoshi.
Yoshi has to die now.
I needed that extra life.
It's unrelated. If you want to tell us about it, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm willing to hear it out, but
Please, but if it's like really gross or something,
yeah,
then maybe not.
if it's like hella nasty, please don't. If it's like a huge bummer, maybe don't.
I think one thing that I was a little disappointed on was some of the characters didn't feel very fleshed out.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like her pilot friend
Yeah.
kind of felt like she was just there.
She existed for like to move the plot forward,
Yeah.
basically.
And like there are some Marvel movies where I like don't give a shit about the characters, unfortunately. But there are some where I like love the characters, and that's a big part of why I love the movie. So I was a little bummed out that like I liked Carol, and Nick was okay.
Yeah.
Although I think a big part of his character was just it's Nick Fury.
a big part of his character was like to be the source of all of the bad dialogue.
Yeah. It's like, hey guys, you like Nick Fury, right? He's here now.
You know, it is kind of funny though that that Nick Fury was the comic relief in this scenario.
Yeah.
It was kind of like fun to watch the piss get taken out of him constantly.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess that's like, again, sort of a thing for people who are familiar with the franchise. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, Nick Fury's getting owned all the time.
Yeah, this is him before he was all-knowing.
Yeah.
And like, her mentor guy felt like I didn't super care about him that much.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You don't spend a lot of time with him, honestly.
Yeah.
And like, a lot of the times you do spend with him, it's like kind of like steeped in vagary.
Yeah, and on one hand, like, he's basically the antagonist, I guess, or at least one of them.
He's the antagonist.
Yeah,
he's the antagonist here.
On one hand, you know, but because of that, what am I trying to say? He's an important character.
There's not like a strong villain in this movie. Like in a lot of other like superhero movies, like the villain is like one guy and he's like very like personally like antagonizing the hero. Mm-hmm. Whereas in this, it's like the villain shows up at the end, where he's revealed sort of like halfway through, and like he's just not that big a deal.
Yeah. So I guess that felt kind of anticlimactic in that sense.
However, it isn't an old man photoshopped onto fucking Mars's body.
It's still not as bad as of a villain as Wonder Woman. Sorry, Wonder Woman.
Sorry, Wonder Woman.
But you did a bad job with that.
Sorry, Wonder Woman. You could have done. You could have done better.
That was like one of your weakest points. The conspiracy theory is that Chuck E. Cheese take leftover pizza and add it to new pizza.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. Chuck E. Cheese, not exactly...
Gourmet.
Yeah, a culinary experience. Not exactly 3 Michelin stars over there. Look, buddy, it's dinner and a show, alright? You get to go hang out with Chuck E. Cheese and his Jolly Jamboree, or whatever the fuck those robots is called.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that is gross.
Yep.
So, you blew it. You said it. You said a thing that's gross.
You're banned now.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
We're just kidding.
I'm telling I'm telling Charles Edmonton Cheese. Hey, I wasn't ready.
So yeah, I guess overall, I was a little disappointed with the dialogue and some of the pacing and characters, but other than that, I liked it a lot. And I would recommend seeing it.
Yeah, same. You should see it. See it with your dad.
Do you want to any last thoughts, or did you want to move on to the next topic?
Let's move on to the next topic.
Okay, I'll write it in the chat so CDUE knows that we're not gonna spoil anything anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, so next on our agenda tonight is Splatoon.
Oh yeah, it's getting updated.
Is it today that the update's happening?
It happened already, so it's been updated, really. It's just a balance patch. They nerfed the hell out of the Kensa sloshing machine, formerly the best weapon in the game.
F.
F for Kensa sloshing machine.
you know, rightfully like pretty like busted weapon. Mostly because like the sloshing machine has always been a good weapon, and then giving it the fizzy bomb made it like crazy good. Anyway, it's gonna be a lot less oppressive at like area control, which is good.
Does it still have a giant hitbox?
No, that's the big thing. Its hitbox has been reduced by 20%, which is a
Dang.
pretty big hit.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. But you know what? That's fine with me, because it was kind of getting like absurd in the meta. The only problem is that Nintendo seems to be really selective with what they nerf. Like the ballpoint splatling is still like ridiculously good, and the dualies are like still ridiculously good, and Nintendo doesn't touch them. The other big nerf was to the H3D, rest in peace. You need to stack more damage up to get the 2-hit kills. But even more jarring is that you have to, it takes a lot more special charge to get ink armor, which is like kind of one of the big things about it, is that it could build ink armor really fast. And now it can't, so it's probably not dead like how the Kensa sloshing machine is dead, but it's not like ridiculously good like how it was. And then Splatbrella is dead, and that was kind of a surprise because Splatbrella wasn't like broken. It was like really good, but it wasn't like broken good.
Yeah.
Anyway, everything like breaks the Brella now, so the shield isn't as good. I think decidedly missing from nerfs is still the fucking Inkjet is the best special in the game right now. But they instead nerfed I can't make choices like this by myself. Let me out. Still, like they nerfed the Baller a lot, which was probably the second best special in the game before today. And then they nerfed Rain a lot, which might have been the third best special.
What'd they do to Rain?
The radius is smaller. So yeah, so a lot of nerfs, not a lot of buffs going on. Anything that got buffed was pretty small. Oh, and also they didn't buff Torpedo, which is like the best sub in the game. They nerfed Fizzy Bomb, which is really good because that was straight up broken. But Torpedo is also broken, and they didn't nerf it. So like the Kensa Undercover Brella right now is gonna be just insane. It's gonna be like a primo weapon to use because one, Torpedo didn't get touched, Undercover Brella shield didn't get touched, and it's probably now going to be the fastest weapon to charge ink armor, which is also a really good special.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks for the subscription, C. Dewey.
Yeah, thank you, C. Dewey, for subscribing for a month.
13 months.
13 months.
That's over a year.
Jesus flipping Christ.
Thank you, C. Dewey.
Thank you, C. Dewey.
We appreciate it.
I appreciate it. Chelsea said she hates it.
How am I supposed to tell him?
I'm sorry. Chelsea appreciates it
Not cool,
too.
dude.
I didn't mean to narc on you. Yeah. Let's see what else.
What's getting buffed?
So the Tri-Slosher is getting a painting buff. And that doesn't seem like much. But it could be, and because the Tri-Slosher didn't get... Okay, let me start over. Tri-Slosher's getting a painting buff, and while that's like not gonna help necessarily its kill potential very much, it'll help it a little bit, but not much. It's significant because with... Yeah, thanks a lot, game. It's significant because with H3D taking such a hit, Tri-Slosher might be the next big weapon to like be an armor weapon, depending on if it charges armor like faster than
like the Kensa Undercover. You know, the Tri-Slosher, decent weapon, certainly a better main weapon than the Undercover. And Splat Bomb, or not Splat Bomb, but Burst Bomb, probably one of the best specials in the game, or subs in the game. So if it can build special as fast or faster than the Kensa Undercover, it might see play. And it's going to build special faster because it inks more per slosh. But we'll see. The Rapid Blaster and the Rapid Blaster Pro got a buff. They now get a bonus. This is such a fuck this level. They now get a bonus to their blast radius if they start stacking main power up, which could be significant depending on how much they get from it.
Hi, Greta.
Hi, Greta.
You came just in time. We're talking about Splatoon now.
This is stupid. Why are these levels like this?
Rapid Blaster buff seems significant depending on how much MPU gives.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, if you can stack it up to the point where it'll give you, like, pre-Rapid Blaster nerf radius, then Rapid Blaster is going to see a ton of play, because Rapid Blaster has two really good kits. First of all, it has the Inkjet Suction Bomb kit, which is, like, a great kit. And then it also has, the Torpedo Baller kit, which is also really good. I don't think Baller is like dead, even though it got nerfed. It's still a good special, but it's just not as good. But Baller Torpedo is a great kit, and if you can get Kensa Rapid Blaster to like get really good blast radius, it's totally going to be a weapon that you're going to see a lot more of. And then Pro also, like, Pro's never like been out of the meta. It's just out of, in terms of like weapons, it's like in this weird spot where it's like halfway between a support weapon and halfway between a backliner, so it kind of has this thing where it sucks at being both. But it saw a lot more play when it had good blast radius, because it was a very oppressive, like, long-range area denial tool. So if you can get its blast radius up high, then it's going to be back in it. Additionally, it's another armor weapon, and so if it can build armor quickly, it might show up in the meta quite a bit more.
The Master doesn't play Splatoon, so they don't know what you're talking about.
I'm really sorry, Master. We aren't going to be like only talking about Splatoon for the rest of the stream.
Yeah, we'll switch topics in a little bit.
Yeah.
Quest log is sort of a thing we do now and then where we just talk about random stuff, and we usually have a few different topics. Greta says, Torpedo Kit is probably better. Ink Armor and Torpedo are more prominent, or are a lot more prominent in the current meta. Inkjet has seen a massive fall off.
But I wonder why, though. I know that, like, Inkjet is, like, hard to use. But I don't think it's become bad. I still think it's, like, one of the best specials, if not the best one. Obviously, like, you know, Baller is a lot easier to use than Inkjet, simply because you like have a lot of time, invincible time. You can like maneuver into position a lot easier. Wow. Okay. Shit.
You did it. It's considered a lot more risky and it's slow.
It is slow, but it's really good. You can make some pretty like insane plays with it. Oh shit, the Mini got a buff. That's right, the Mini got a hot little buff. The Mini's run speed increased and its jump is higher?
Isn't the Mini's run speed already good?
Yeah, the Mini's run speed is already insane. It's possible that its like run speed buff might have caused it to surpass the N-Zap as the fastest weapon.
Oh no, I have to change my main. I like to go fast.
So, I don't know, we'll see how that works. Mini has like not been in the meta ever. So it'll be like nice if it's in the meta at all. Then you have like two viable choices for the Mini. Like you have Rain Curling Bomb, which is a pretty good kit. And then you also have Mist Hammer, which is a pretty reasonable kit to choose as well, so you can play the Kimmy. So yeah, that's worth looking into. But I think that's
Just equip all of my run speed.
there. Yeah, exactly.
You missed a key.
No,
You completed the level, so.
I'm sorry. I probably would have gotten a 1-up if I would have gotten a 1-man if I got that key. I think I hit all the buffs and nerfs. I'm trying to think of anything else that got buffed. The only other things that got nerfed were like the splash wall got nerfed, which is weird, and I don't understand why the splash wall. No, I don't want to win. No, you can't make me. No.
Now go back. Is it weaker now, the wall?
Yeah, well, the wall's weaker. It's easier to destroy. Oh, and the carbon roller got a buff too. It like can flick a little faster now. Or
Every type of shield got nerfed if that's some kind of indication, except ink armor.
Yeah. Well, no, they didn't nerf the undercover or the tent umbrella. Just the splabrella.
It's a lot of chain chomps.
No, I want that. Damn, what a bad level that I hate.
So what do you think we'll be seeing with this new patch?
I think you'll be seeing, well, you'll be seeing even fucking more ballpoints. You're gonna see more Enperi dualies and less Kensa dualies. You're gonna probably see an uptick in Rapid Blaster and Rapid Blaster Pro. I think that's the main stuff.
Splatbrella, Baller, Splash Wall, looks like they hated shields.
How did this happen?
Run, Mario!
Whatever. And yeah. Oh, and bomb defense. Oh! Auto bomb and point sensor also got a buff.
What do they do now?
Point sensor is a lot cheaper to throw out. I don't think point sensor is gonna be like the big hot new thing to use anymore, even though, because point sensor is just such a weak sub. And auto bomb, I forget what it does. I don't remember if it's like cheaper to use or if it like got an increased blast radius or something, but it's better. You know, all this means is that you're gonna see even fucking more Dark Tetra dualies, which you're probably gonna see a ton. You know what? You're gonna see a ton more Dark Tetra dualies. There was already enough. Now you're gonna see even fucking more.
I feel like I don't see that many.
Dark Tetras?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least in my experience.
Well, you know what? You're gonna see some, at the very least.
I think you can throw 2 point sensors in a single tank without subsaver now.
Yeah,
Greta.
you can. You definitely can. But it's like, so what? So fucking what? It's still point sensor.
Now you can sense all the points.
Yeah, it's like now, oh, I can do point sensor.
Now if you have enemies over there and over there, you can throw it at both of them and then everyone can see where they are.
Totally. How often is that gonna come up, do you think? Fucking not often. I really don't think that's gonna come very much. Sprinkler got a buff too.
Yeah, you'd think point sensor would be more useful since it gives away enemy positions.
You'd think so, but the thing is that the problem isn't that point sensor's terrible. The problem is that like compared to all the other subs, point sensor is just so low impact. Like basically every other sub is way better. The only sub that like rivals point sensor for badness is Ink Mine. Okay, now I think I've hit everything. I think I've talked about all the stuff. Bomb Defense DX got a buff against point sensor because that got a buff. So, great.
They cancel each other out.
Yeah, Bomb Defense DX is, you're always gonna like want to run 1 or 2,
and you're never gonna want to run more than that. So like nothing has changed with Bomb Defense DX. And yeah, I think that's it in terms of Splatoon stuff. I don't know. Do any of the buffs or nerfs make you want to try a new weapon? I know that you're sad now because you were spending all this time with the Kensa sloshing machine and now it sucks.
I was getting good at that one, so that's too bad.
Sad day, Chelsea. I'm sorry.
I was trying to expand my repertoire because I only use like a handful of weapons. And then they made the one I tried bad.
Well, Chelsea, now's the time to pick up the Mini. Try the Mini or try the Rapid Pro. Yeah, Rapid Pro just isn't ever going to be as good as like Sloshing Machine just because Sloshing Machine arcs, and that's so useful.
Yeah.
Rapid Pro goes in a straight line, and that's fine, but it's not as good.
Greta wants to try Rapid now.
I'm going to definitely give Rapid a try.
What was that?
What was what?
The like smoke or something.
Those were kitty cat hands punching me.
Oh. Yeah, I have done a little bit with the Mini. I kind of like it.
Mini's a really fun weapon. It hasn't been good yet. Could be good now that it's like wicked fast. It's the only other problem with the Mini is that the ballpoint exists, which it shouldn't. The ballpoint needs to get nerfed. But like the problem is the ballpoint is like ridiculously fast for like the range it has. So it's like, why use the Mini when you could just use ballpoint? Hopefully someday they'll nerf the ballpoint and it'll be reasonable, but until then. So I think
this means that Kensa Mini isn't complete garbo shit now.
Kensa Mini was decent. Kensa Mini was a decent choice when they buffed Ultra Stamp. In my opinion, anyway.
Did they do anything to Ultra Stamp in this new one?
No, I don't think they need to. Ultra Stamp's in a pretty good place. Like, you know, before it was like clearly underpowered, but now I think like it probably needs to sit at this power level for a little bit before we can decide if it needs buffs or nerfs or it's good where it's at. It's like at a point where like it's safer and it can reliably get kills. But we just don't know how much. I mean, you know, we saw like low key bring it into 2 tournaments. It's like definitely a worthwhile special at this point.
Before it wasn't just underpowered, it was a literal liability. Says Greta.
I mean, definitely a liability when Ultra Stamp was bad. After Ultra Stamp got buffed, I think it's like definitely better than like Vimy. Like Kimmy is way better than Vimy now. But yeah, when Ultra Stamp sucked, it's like, yeah, Kimmy was like the worst weapon you could play.
Watch out, it's Bowser. It's a lot of Bowsers.
Yeah, how can there be this many
So many
Bowsers?
Bowsers.
Okay, bye. I don't know. I would be excited to try a little bit of Kimmy, just because I think, you know, Ultra Stamp's a really fun special, and Mini Splatling's a really fun weapon.
Yeah, I like playing the Ultra Stamp. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's hard to control, but
Oh, yeah.
it's fun.
It's very fun. It's very fun. It's very map dependent. There's some maps where it just gets like hosed really bad.
Do you think Kimmy will see play now?
People are gonna try Kimmy. It really depends on like how good the mobility buff is. Because if the mobility buff makes it to where like it like has a lot more survivability, then yeah, I think it would see play. It might make a pretty decent like support weapon, especially if it can charge its special like quickly enough. You know, back in Splatoon 1, Zimmy was huge because Zimmy could charge Bubbler really fast. And so if any of the minis ever get that way, they will see play. Right now, the only problem is that I don't know. None of the minis like have a good enough kit.
So Kimmy means Kensa Mini, which is a weapon.
Yeah.
In Splatoon, there are different weapons have different kits, like different specials and stuff, which is basically like your secondary weapon. And then people just shortened them from like Kensa Mini Splatling to Kimmy, or Zinc Mini Splatling to Zimmy. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Kimmy is also Greta's enemy, turned into his BFF.
Oh my God! How did it come to this?
Farewell, Mario.
Yeah, I think
I was also confused when Clark first started calling them that.
Yeah, I'm just too cool. Was the problem.
Clark and Greta are both in depth into the
we're Splatoon scholars.
community and all of their lingo. I'm a fucking casual.
Yeah, you're casual at like your advanced ranking and ranked battle. Yeah, I think both Kimmy and Zimmy will see like some experimentation, and it's just a matter of like if the combination of like the increased move speed as well as like being able to farm special will be good enough for them to see play. And yeah, maybe they will.
Maybe. You excited for the Splatfest?
No. I'm not excited because I'm not going to get to fucking play.
Oh yeah, it's during,
yeah,
your parents are here.
My parents are going to be in town, and it's like, I'm not going to get a chance to do it.
You can do it when it's like bedtime.
Bedtime, baby.
Your parents will go back to their hotel.
And the Splatfest will be fucking over.
Oh, when do you come back?
I come back on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm tired of this level. I come back on Saturday in the afternoon, and my parents are coming in Saturday in the afternoon. So just get owned me, I guess.
No, but they're sea snails.
I know. I need that shit. How am I gonna gamble without sea snails?
Farewell, Clark's Addiction.
Clark's Addiction is my favorite post-punk band from the 90s.
Greta says, you're safe from the horrors of Splatfest. Be thankful.
I'm gonna get someone on Fiverr to play Splatfest for me so I can get sea snails.
I mean, I can play some Splatfest for you.
I mean, maybe you should. If you feel... What the fuck? If you feel like it. I mean, like, I legitimately would want to play it. I don't hate Splatfest. I mean, I don't love it. I looked at the map and it looks fine. The Shifty Station.
You can look at it ahead of time?
Well, because the Japanese always have the Splatfest before us, and so their Shifty Station comes up before ours does, and it's always just the same one.
Ah,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yep.
What is it?
So basically, it's like, you know, in single player mode, there were like those panels, like those lit up panels that you could cover in ink and something would happen.
Yeah.
So it's basically those. And when you cover up a panel in your color ink, like these automatic like painter things will turn on and start like painting in your color. I don't know, it's boring.
Yeah. That's too bad. I feel like most Shifty Stations are meh.
Yo, dog. Hey, Shifty Station. Yo. More like Shitty Station. Am I right? Up top, what do you got? Yeah, we got it.
You did it.
We got him.
Reggie will never live this down.
Yeah, it's too bad he doesn't have to because he's retiring.
I guess that brings us to our next topic.
Reggie's retiring, guys. I don't know who to direct my rage at anymore.
Reggie will always be the target of your rage in your heart.
He's going to Reg-tire. Let's think about all the good times we had with Reggie.
All the times you got a DC in Splatoon.
All the times I got a DC in Splatoon. All the times Mother 3 wasn't localized.
Maybe the new president will localize Mother 3.
No, dude, his name is Bowser, boy. He's not gonna do shit. You know what he will do?
He's gonna kidnap princesses.
He is gonna make the
maybe play tennis.
Yeah, he's gonna make Paper Mario good again. Because he'll be like, why isn't Bowser a good character anymore? He'll say, offended, that they made Bowser a bad character.
Direct your rage to Douglas Bowsette.
Dude, that makes me so horny. I don't want to live anymore. Doug Bowsette. I'm wondering, has that been drawn yet?
It has to have, right?
And if Douglas has had Rule 63 of him drawn, has he seen it? And does he like it?
Paper Mario should die at this point.
Shut. Who said?
Greta said.
Tell Greta no.
Greta, no.
Greta.
What if it's good again sometime?
Greta, Doug Bowsette is gonna make Paper Mario, is gonna restore it to its former glory.
You excited about any new games coming out soon?
A new game came out recently that I almost played for Questlog, but I didn't.
Because it's Mario Day.
Because it's Mario Day. Called Ape Out, which is like a really cool looking like roguelike game where you play as a dang gorilla and you're trying to escape the zoo or something. I wasn't really sure. But it looks like stylish as hell. Everyone's hot and bothered about DMC, the new one.
Have you ever played a Devil May Cry?
I've never played a Devil May Cry, but it looks good, but I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. After Sticker Star and Color Splash, it deserves to die.
No. Greta, it's wrong-hearted of you. You don't, what, you want to punish it for the mistakes it's made, or do you want to rehabilitate it so it can come back one day and be like the good old days? Like
2018 I purchased no games, but in 2019 I have like 10 games and I'm trying to figure out how to buy them all. And Devil May Cry 5 is downloading for Greta right now.
There you go. Devil May Cry. Fuck.
Greta will, maybe this time you'll find out if the devil cries or not.
It's the eternal question. May the devil cry? Does the devil have permission to cry?
What about Devil May Smile?
Yeah, what about Devil May Laugh?
This poor devil.
Poor devil.
Everyone just wants him to cry for some reason.
Poor Daint.
Devil May Cry, baby.
I know. I watched that anime.
It's a good anime. The devil is me and I will cry if another Paper Mario is announced.
But what if it's good, though?
Yeah, what if this time...
Why are you being such a butt? Please be nice.
Please no bully Paper Mario.
Have you considered...
It's his day!
Hey, have you considered the possibility of being fucking nice? Hey, let me hit you with the new concept. How about be nice about it? It's not Paper Mario's fault Paper Mario got bad. It's fucking Shigeru's. This is one of those levels that sucks.
Well, I feel misled. I feel I've been tricked.
Because you have.
By TK. He lied to me, that rat bastard.
I'm excited for Link's Awakening remake.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun.
That looks cute.
I'm excited for oh wait, that's... And I'll say, hey, you know what game I'm excited for? It's the little game I like to call Mario Maker 2, baby. Oh, yeah.
This time, please put tagging.
Yeah, please put tags. Hey, I got good news, everyone. As soon as Mario Maker 2 comes out, this channel is only going to be Paper Mario. It's a Paper Mario only channel. Wait, no, Mario Maker 2. Sorry, I can't stop thinking about how good the next Paper Mario game is going to be, in spite of Greta's awful protests. Fuck, this game's too hard. No! See, this level, much like Paper Mario, deserves a second chance.
Are you at all excited about new Pokemon?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Again?
Here's the thing, Chelsea. I am, but I'm gonna be disappointed again. I'm also tentatively excited about the new Fire Emblem. Although I think that's actually gonna disappoint me as well.
I thought you didn't like Fire Emblem.
I don't, but I've never played Fire Emblem, so how do I know I don't like it?
Yeah. How do you know?
Exactly, so this is gonna be my first Fire Emblem, we'll find out if I like it.
Why does the new one intrigue you?
Cause I wanna be a teacher at Anime Hogwarts.
Oh, they're banning against you.
Who?
The Master and Greta are now both dissing Paper Mario.
Wow, okay, that's rude. That seems like weirdly vindictive to do, to me. I mean, it's their funeral if they don't want to give Paper Mario a second chance. I'm the one who's gonna be right in the end. History's gonna remember me as a hero when the next Paper Mario comes out, and it's incredible. Bye, Yoshi. Okay, somehow that didn't seem fair. Something about that didn't seem fair just now.
The second chance was color trash.
I don't know, I'm not aware of that particular game. But second chances aren't just a second game, okay? Look, if we never gave, you know, Zelda a second chance after Spirit Tracks, then we wouldn't have Link Between Worlds. Imagine Phantom Hourglass and then Spirit Tracks and then, well, 2 strikes you're out. No Link Between Worlds. So
That's true.
you know, I feel like maybe I don't know, food for thought, haters in the chat.
Greta says Spirit Tracks was a good game though.
Wow, interesting and a terrible opinion to have. I hope you're doing a hilarious joke, because otherwise, well, I don't know, it kind of invalidates your whole color splash theory.
Incredible morning, like horrible more. What?
Yeah, what?
I don't understand what you're saying there, the master.
Be safe, you guys. Be safe. It doesn't feel very safe at all.
Oh, incredible, more like horrible. What did?
In reference to what exactly?
Yeah. What was incredible? Big Bowser, Medium Bowser, and Tiny Junior Bowser.
All the Bowsers.
In reference to Paper Mario.
Which one? Just the regular one? Because if you think the regular Paper Mario is bad, come on, dude. The first 2 entries in that series are like slam dunks. Which door do I pick, Chelsea?
Right.
I guess it was. I guess not, huh? Oh, gee,
I thought
guess
for
not.
sure.
Okay, now which door do I pick?
Second most right.
It gave me like a ding dong, like I did it right, but then it dropped me into spikes.
The third one.
You mean Super Paper Mario? I guess. I mean, I didn't love Super Paper Mario personally. It's too hard. This level is for idiots.
Oh, maybe they were talking about the doors.
Oh. The exit is on your left. My left or Mario's left?
Super Paper Mario was meh, pushed into good just because of the story, says Greta.
Yeah, that seems like a fair... That's a fair, assessment, I'd say.
You think they might ever make a Paper Mario type thing for Zelda?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know, like, how... It would be cool. I wonder how much they're, like, willing to mess with, like, the Zelda... The whole Zelda, like, formula.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as much as a... By Yoshi. As much of a departure from, like, sort of, quote-unquote, Zelda... Breath of the Wild was, it was still basically Zelda. If you made like a weird art style Zelda that like made the gameplay like fundamentally not like an adventure game, I wonder if like people would be okay with it, or if everyone would be like, no, Zelda, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
Zelda's such a sensitive IP, you know?
Yeah.
People get really...
The master doesn't think they would.
I think that's like a fair assessment.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where like, it'd be cool, but I doubt it will happen.
Yeah.
Greta wants to play as Zelda for once. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be nice. They should let us do that.
What if they made like a co-op game?
Dude, a co-op Zelda game?
Yeah.
No, they would never do that. I don't think there's any precedent to make any co-op Link games.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I can't like think of a single instance of a co-op. There's never been one, Chelsea. What would they call it? Like three, four heroes?
Call it Zelda.
Several Swords Adventures.
Zelda Time 4.
Zelda Time 4. Huh?
No, I mean like a 2-person co-op with Link and Zelda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Have you guys never played Twilight Princess?
That's not a co-op game. Unless you count playing with, like, the AI character is co-op. Ah!
Ah, ghost.
I got krilled by a ghost. Get ready to die, Lakido.
The master made this level that you're playing now.
No. Nuh-uh.
That's what they say.
Well, tell me what the name of the level creator says.
Dang, the master's stream sniping in here.
They say they like just made this level.
Yeah, they said this world's mine. I made the world you're playing right now. What a coinky dink.
Fuck.
No! You made it too hard.
This level... Oops, that was silly.
Okay, bye the master.
Bye, the master.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks.
Give us a follow if you liked what you saw.
Thank you. Chelsea, do we have anything left to talk about?
I think that was all of our, like, pre-planned stuff. So unless anyone in the chat has suggestions, I think that might be about it. It's getting a little late anyway.
What time is it?
It's almost 11.
Oh, holy shit. Chelsea, you gotta get up for school tomorrow. You got the big test.
Oh no.
Chelsea, you gotta get up early to go to the practice for the big game.
Yeah.
Or else you won't make the touchdown.
Oh no. Anyone here hyped for Untitled Goose Game?
Yeah, dude! Yes, dude! Who's talking about Untitled Goose Game?
Greta.
God, that game fucking looks like it rules so hard. I can't wait. Oh, we are going to stream that the instant it comes out.
Did I see this? What is it?
It's like Hitman, but you a goose.
Oh.
I'll show you the trailer of it after this. It looks so fucking good. Holy shit.
Welcome back, the master.
Master, did you come back for Untitled Goose Game?
Said they can stay for like 10 minutes. That's probably about how long we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap up pretty soon.
I'm gonna wrap up. My dad said I can't stream past 11.
So explain what Untitled Goose Game is.
So in Untitled Goose Game, you're a goose, and you have to like very stealthily achieve objectives, like steal people's hats, amongst other things. It looks extremely good, and I cannot wait to play it.
Nice. Greta just recently played Life is Strange and it blew him away. It was really good. Have you played it?
I have not played Life is Strange.
I watched a playthrough of it, but I haven't played it myself.
Master, can your level be over now? I'm done with it. It's not even a checkpoint. Yeah, I watched someone else play Life is Strange. I think like Life is Strange came out right around Walking Dead season 2, and that really soured me on like playing just a narrative-based game anytime in the recent like times.
Yeah.
But it's a good story. It reminds us that life is strange.
Yeah. Yeah, they made a sequel, I think.
It's called Life is Stranger Things.
And then I think the same team also made that one about like a young boy or something.
Yeah. Link.
Yeah.
Adventures of Link.
Yep. But I think that like it's supposed to take place in the same universe or something.
A little game I like to call Heavy Rain.
The sequel is called Life Actually Isn't That Strange.
Life is normal, actually.
Turns out.
Turns out this whole time life wasn't so strange after all. Oh. Can't kill a ghost with a shell. It's just
Because it's in the shell.
Chelsea? Uh-oh. Bring, bring. Uh-oh. It's the CEO of the Master Questers. Quest Masterson. What's that? Chelsea got a pay cut. Dang, that's rough. Sorry, Chelsea.
Not again.
Not again. Yeah, you just got frickin' what's the name of that guy?
What guy?
You know, the guy. Dick Gumshoe. You just got Dick Gumshoe. Can you stop spawning these idiots? Fuck! No. What am I supposed to even do here? What? Okay. Nice. Okay, beat your level, master. And who's the real master? Me.
You're the Master Quester.
That's right. Okay, guys. I think that's a good enough stopping point.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for hanging out.
Come back tomorrow. We're gonna play Majora's Mask
Randomized.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun.
And then Wednesday, Danganronpa.
Danganronpa. Find out who the killer is. Who's the hero who killed Angie?
All the guys.
Who killed all the guys?
We'll see you next time, everybody.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.